Carl and Andy, Pemberton, Journey South.
Hello.
Blimey,
Hi.
this is a bit deja vu. When was the last time we did an interview? When was the last time you were in here?
Was
A while ago.
Yeah.
I remember us still. It's been a long time.
Oh, we can remember you. We can remember you. Last time I saw you, I think, was on Teesside Park, in a restaurant that is like a
sounds
New
about right.
York diner type thing that's next to an old leisure centre which is now a little bit derelict.
Yeah.
Oh,
We were
right,
in
yeah.
there like that, and I sat next to him and went, whoa, it's you.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
There you go, you see.
He's
I
always
like-
eating something.
Always love my food.
How's it going for the pair of you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Yes, very well.
What are you up to?
Well, we're just, still gigging and slaving away, earning money and trying to, keep our nose out the water. And, we've got this England song coming out now as well. That's what we're here for.
Well, that's the main reason we've got you in to talk about this England song, but also just to recap and to catch up on what's been happening to you as well. Because we keep saying this, it's 9 years since you were thrust into that spotlight. Does it really seem like that?
It does seem a while ago, yeah. But we're still playing and performing, and we're still writing songs as well, and we're still making a living through music. It's fantastic.
How do you look back on that time? Let's get that part of the conversation out the way
Down to
first
the
up.
nitty-gritty, yeah?
Let's just get down to the nitty-gritty on this. I mean, 9 years, X Factor was huge. It's still big now, although many people might argue the popularity of it is now on the way and it's become a little bit too formulaic. You know what one of the judges is going to say. You know somebody's going to counteract it. It's turned into a bit of a pantomime.
It has, yeah. I mean, still watch it though, just out of curiosity, I guess. But yeah, it's very pantomime now. Like when we were on, it was just a case of you walked out onto the stage and sang your song. A few times me and Carl performed completely acoustic with no track or anything. Just the two of us with one guitar. And now you see, all these dancers and all sorts of stage props and. I just don't think it's right to have kids come out, literally from singing in your bedroom, and then you go straight on a Saturday night telly and you're dressed up like Rihanna or something. There's got to be that transition. You've got to see them go through the weeks and sort of earn that, really. So I think it just makes it a bit of a farce. In the kind of way. It's not as like it used to be when we were on there. Put it that way.
What do you make of the time when you look back on it now? Of being on that programme with millions of viewers, people knowing who you were straight away, Journey South, and there you were.
It was an amazing experience. It's something that we'd always dreamed of doing. We tried to get a deal when we were younger, a record deal, and there was just doors closed in our face. And then to get on the TV and to be in front of millions of people, that's exactly where we wanted to be. So it was an amazing experience.
Do you regret it? Do you regret doing it?
Oh no way! No, you're joking. No, it's such something that we're really proud of. I mean, we've had a #1 album now. We've had 2 #1s internationally as well, and not just that, but just the whole experience. It's a very small minority of people can say that they've had a #1 album in the UK and had their own headlining tour.
Yeah.
That never would have come simple as, if we hadn't have done that show, because we'd spent years, living in London. We were living out of a caravan for years, me and Carl.
I mean, that's the story, isn't it? That's what they honed in on. You two brothers grafting away, playing the pubs, playing the clubs, going around the country, really going for it, and then all of a sudden, bang, you're in the
Well, we'd
spotlight.
had enough, you see. We'd completely had enough of trying to make it and this dream that we had. And we'd give up. We were still gigging because we love music, but we'd give up on this idea of being, having our music out there, not being celebrities. That's something we've never been interested in. It was getting our music out there and being recording artists. And then the X Factor come along and we thought this could just be, all it is, it's a way of getting to sing in front of people that wouldn't give you the time of day otherwise, So you get to sing in front of these people and that changed our life, basically. And yeah, we've had some serious lows. It's been like a roller coaster ever since. But we've had some unbelievable highs, and they definitely outweigh the lows. So,
Okay. Put it into context.
Yeah, we don't regret it.
Let's start with the bad one. What would have been the lows? You mentioned the lows. We'll talk about the highs. Let's balance it out. But you talk about the lows. Is it the fact that we live in a very disposable world at the moment? So, what can be on the front page of a newspaper is, the proverbial tomorrow's chip paper. Coming away from the X Factor and finding your own feet, so to speak, has that been one of the hardest things you've had to do?
Yeah, it was very difficult, that. And it's hard, like, if we could go back knowing what we know now, there's a lot of things we would have done differently, a lot of choices we would have made for ourselves rather than let them be made for us. So it's hard to know what to do. You're thrust into this massive industry, and you trust the people around you and things like that. Sometimes a bit naively, but we just went into it. We jumped into it, didn't we? And we went with it.
Anyone would, It's kind of, it's all the being performing in front of thousands of people. It's what you'd always dreamed of doing. So you kind of just caught in this whirlwind.
Yeah, and that's it. And I suppose your feet don't touch the ground.
No, they don't. No, but then after our first album, we had a massive album.
Number one.
Yeah, but it sold over 220,000 copies in its first week.
Yeah, it was the fastest selling album of all time, or it was like a stat like that just blows your
crazy.
mind.
How would you get your head around that? We'd always dreamed of having an album, and then here we are, sat on a number one. We're selling that amount of copies. I was in the hotel. We were in a hotel in London at the time, and my phone rang, woke me up in the middle of the night, and it was Simon. It was the only time he'd ever rang.
This is Simon
Cowell.
Never
Si, Big Si.
Yeah, Big Si. No, never heard of him.
Yeah, that's what his friends call him.
Just ignored it, didn't you?
No, I answered the phone. Yeah, I was like, woke up dead groggy, and obviously it was number withheld. He's not going to give me his number. He doesn't like me that much. But he rang and said, well done. 220,000 copies, fantastic. Probably counting his money at the time, So it warranted a phone call from Simon, but we never thought we would achieve that, in a million years. So it's been fantastic. But then after that, that's when the real slog starts, and we were keen to get our own music out there. And I think a lot of people have had this, since they've been on these shows. Not mention any names, but you come out and then you want to be creative. You want to write your own music and release your own music, and that's where
is that where they're telling you, well, no, actually you can do that, but first if you could do this for us, we need you to do something like this, and yes, you'll do your own music, but if we can do a bit more of this then first. And so it goes on, and you're almost in a bit of a straitjacket.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you've got to fight for what you want, though. We love to write our own music. That's what it's all about for us. And if we haven't got that, then we've got nothing really. We would never want to just bring out 9 albums of cover songs. We literally wouldn't do that. It's not something we would get much out of. So we made the decision to go it alone, and that's a decision we lived by. And we released our second album, which was all of our own material, which we financed ourselves. And these are the laws we're talking about. That was serious hard work, real hard work, where we had to source, the finance and, record the music and source all the people who would be involved with the tracks and the album itself. And it was a lot of hard work, but we got a lot from it. We got 2 number ones off that album. And we're more proud of that album, would you believe, than we are the first, because a lot went into that, and it's all our own material.
It's almost, and I mean this most respectfully, there's the story of the Monkees, who were like the first, if you want, manufactured group in the 60s, and they had some of the best songwriters writing for them, and that's when they had all of the hits, Last Train to Clarksville, I'm a Believer, written by Neil Diamond, etc., and they wanted to do their own thing, and they did their own album, Headquarters. And they brought it out, and a week later the Beatles brought Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band out, and sort of like just took it over, as that album has with everything. But they're more proud of being able to say, well, that is ours. It's not nobody else's. That is ours. We did that. We did that from start to finish. And I suppose, listening to you guys, that's what it's like for you, is it?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Let's come back in a minute. Let's talk some more. Let's play this England song as well.
draw back the curtains, hoping for some signs of home. As the light hits the bedroom, I realize again it's just me on my own, and I long for the sight of the industry sky. Yeah, the sound of the silence of my countryside. That's what I love about home. I'm out on the road now, another place with no face passes by. I stare out the window, thinking back to when I said goodbye. And I try to picture all of the people I know. They're what I love about home. Home is the place where I feel I belong. Down at the end of the road where I'm from. Home's where my heart is, I won't run away. All my life, that's where I'll stay. I'm on my way back now. The sign says just 1 mile to go. I get the same feeling where you feel when your dad says hello. Son, you know when you're lonely, you're always welcome to stay. That's what I love about home. Home is the place where I feel I belong. Down at the end of the road where I'm from. Home's where my heart is, I won't run away. All my life, that's where I'll stay. Girl, I've missed you. I pictured you there in my mind. And I've longed for this moment when I see you smile. You're what I love about home.
It's Journey South, what I love about home. Carl and Andy are our guests today. The World Cup is upon us. You might have noticed there's been interest in, St George's flags everywhere. Wayne Rooney on the TV every 5 seconds. We're getting ready for that. And Carl and Andy, along with Chubby Brown, have brought out your own song. How does that come about? I mean, we've got somebody here we're going to introduce in just a moment.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the whole Journey South, Chubby Brown. Okay, yeah, the connection Teesside, but how did that come about?
Chubby's a legend, isn't he? And fellow Borough lad as well, so, it made sense.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah, exactly. It made sense for us to do it with Chubby,
Who is this that you have brought along?
Well, this is Rob.
Hello.
Rob is responsible for this whole track, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I'm Robbie and I actually conceived this whole idea.
You
Came up.
mad fool.
It does feel like that now, yeah. A lot harder work than I anticipated, but yeah, it's been brilliant. The lads have been brilliant, and Chubby's been phenomenal.
So
with
what's
his
your background
contribution.
then? Are you from around here?
I'm from Thirsk, born and bred in Thirsk, still live in Thirsk, but I've played in bands and written songs since school, really, so... always been involved up until the point of coming up with this idea and the Alternative England project.
And this was after the last World Cup? This is where
Yeah.
the seed of the idea came from?
Yeah, well, it was actually during the last World Cup, or just before, because I'd actually covered the original Swords of a Thousand Men by Tempole Tudor in a cover band that I play with. I just thought it'd be a perfect anthem. Always went down really well, always got a good response, so I basically set about changing the lyrics for an England anthem. And then the next step was to try and get some people involved that people would actually know, to encourage them to buy the track.
And that's where you met these guys.
It is, yeah.
So, had your paths crossed before? Did you know Rob from before?
No, it was actually through a mutual friend who introduced us to Rob and said that, you know, Rob has wrote this song for the World Cup and he'd love you guys to be on it. So I give Rob a call and we met and arranged everything, recorded the track, and here we are now, you know, promoting it. So
when you first mentioned it, we thought, oh, you know, I know someone's wrote an England song, yeah, and see what this is like. But we thought, you know, we'll give it a shot.
Oh, come on, Ant and Dec made one for was it the European Championships or another World Cup, and that was pretty hideous. You know, anything's got to be better than that one, hasn't
I
it?
remember that one.
But then when we heard the track, though, it was like, yeah, actually, this is a really good song. You know, it's got a good chance. And if this song does do well, then you know we could you know have some longevity there. You know, every time England are playing again, this song comes out. You know, it'd be fantastic. It'd be something to be part of.
That's it, isn't it? It's like Christmas songs. If you do a good
exactly.
World Cup record, you're guaranteed it'll get played every couple of years, every 4 years or so.
That's it.
So where did the idea of getting Chubby involved in this come from?
Well, again, Chubby is quite local. He's local to me. He doesn't live far away from where I live in Thirsk.
Don't give us address.
No, I better not know.
Don't give his address, please, for crying out loud.
But years ago, our paths had crossed, so that was my sort of initial introduction. I ended up approaching him directly because 4 years ago I went through his management company, couldn't get anywhere. So I approached him directly with the song and the lyrics. And I'd actually designed, I was in print many years ago, probably 25, 30 years ago, and designed one of his cassette album covers. That's how long ago it was.
Wow.
God, Rob, you only look as if you're in your 30s, but actually, I mean, you're an old man, aren't you?
Yeah.
What was the title of that album?
No, careful.
I honestly can't tell you that one.
Can't tell you the
Daytime
title
show.
of the Chubby album, but it was a good one, no doubt.
Yes, yeah, typical Chubby fashion, yeah. So that was a good intro to say that our paths had crossed before, and he did remember it. So we got chatting, and, you know, from never meeting the bloke or speaking to him previously, our first conversation probably went on for about 40 minutes. He was just so helpful and so up for it, and he's been the same ever since. But, I mean, he's really, really busy. He does what he can, but he's constantly gigging, believe it or not. He's doing 2 or 3 gigs a week still, so...
Oh, he's everywhere.
He
if
is.
you follow him on Twitter or on Facebook, he's in Cumbrawn one day, he's over somewhere else, Norwich, Ipswich, Aberdeen, he's all
He
over
is.
the shop.
Yeah. So he's a busy lad. I mean, I was trying to get him along here today, but then when I looked on his website, realised that he's far reaches of the country for next 2 days, so...
Never mind.
Unfortunately, we couldn't get him
Not a
along.
good job. We wouldn't have got a word in, would we?
No, that's true, yeah.
There'd be no point in us coming.
So, you know, Carl, Rob approaches you about this England song and then turns around and drops on it that you've got Chubby involved. What's your reaction to that?
I was really excited about it. It was like, wow, this is going to be so much fun. You know?
And was it?
That was it. Oh, yeah, it's been a great experience, yeah. It's Chubby. I love Chubby's parts on it.
Okay, we're going to hear the
Fantastic.
song in just a moment. Are you pleased with the way that it's turned out, Rob?
Absolutely, yeah. Just from, you know, the original recording, because we recorded it 4 years ago. That was the original plan, and we've used the same track. It was done that well in the first place, and then, you know, the guys went in and laid the vocals down within, an hour or so. All the vocals just straight away spot on, very professional. And then Chubby's bits, again, struggling for time, and he was playing up at Newcastle City Hall, and I get a phone call on the Wednesday, and he said, can you get your guys up to City Hall on the Friday for the sound check? We'll record and film our bits while I've got my gear on. So that was all, and so that was really exciting, going there and just 2 or 3 of us on stage with Chubby and empty hall doing his bit, and he's just brilliant. He's just such good fun and so up for it.
But a pro as well, like, you know, these
yeah.
2 guys are.
Yeah.
Not wanting to blow smoke up the backside or anything like that, but I mean, they are,
Please
aren't they?
do. Please do.
Having said that, there is some great outtakes of Chubby as well, which we must try and get on a video sometime, but, you know, it might be 18 and overs, that one. But,
Yeah.
This song, although it, you know, let's just put this out there, although this song is... has Chubby on it, is family friendly, isn't it?
it is.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
For those of you wondering,
Give
it
them the right
is.
version.
Yeah, I hope so.
There is 2 versions.
Oh, don't say that now. Let's hear it when we come back in a minute here at BBC Tees, because it's already 2:30. Journey South are with us today.
BBC Tees.
we have the England song ready, poised, standing by to play to you today.
If you're talking about it, we're talking about it. BBC Tees.
Carl and Andy, it is Tenpole Tudor, Swords of a Thousand Men. It's been reworked with new lyrics for England. Features yourself and Royston Vasey. And the title of it is...
Hopes of a Thousand Men.
There's some people on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now.
Teeth never terrorists, sides on board. Back with the lions and the passion burns tall. Hoorah when the fans up above. Hoorah when the fans down below. Hear I cry, the lions roar. We're gonna fight until we have won this war. Hoorah, 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 hey. Marching along with the hopes of a thousand men. Same old enemy along the way. The Germans, the Italians, France and Spain. Assembling the stars and the hopes are high. Until we see the lines and a battle cry. Hear us shout, the lions roar. We're gonna fight until we have won this war. Hoorah, 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 hey. Marching along with the hopes of a thousand men. We all sing along at the end of the game. 3 lines on a chest and we're on our way. Hear I cry, the lions roar. We're gonna fight until we have won this war. Hoorah, 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 hey. Marching along with the hopes of a thousand men.
Come on, England!
Hoorah, 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 hey. Hoorah, 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 marching along with the hopes of a thousand men.
Hopes of a Thousand Men, Alternative England, featuring Roy, Chubby Brown and Journey South. Carl and Andy are here this afternoon with Rob, the man, the mastermind behind this. Do you still get a thrill when you hear like a song on the radio? I mean, you were sat here, you've heard that, you've heard it goodness knows how many times now, but when it gets played, when it goes to TX transmission, as they say, do you still get that?
Yeah, when you're in your car driving along and your song comes on.
Yeah,
Can't
it's
beat that
brilliant.
feeling, yeah. Can't beat
well
that feeling.
exciting.
What's the response been to this now? Because yes, it's out, you can get it. It's like Christmas, as we said, there's a lot of World Cup songs that are doing the rounds. What's the response been to it, Andy?
To this song?
Yeah.
The response has been fantastic, hasn't it?
Brilliant, yeah.
You know, on Twitter, what was it, 3 million retweets or something?
Yeah, the last week we've got it retweeted. I mean, approaching 3.5 million now, but in 2 or 3 days we've got about...
If every one of them
yeah.
buys it, man, we want it to work ever again, would we, Rob?
No,
We'd be able to
I know,
retire.
it would be nice. So yeah, get out there. iTunes and Amazon MP3 downloads, please buy it. Yeah.
So do you have visions of like Wayne Rooney and or listening to this as they're travelling in for the first game against
right.
Italy?
Definitely, yeah. Like, as they stood in the tunnel about to run out, you know, with their headphones on, listening to the song before they go out.
Definitely get them fired up.
Of course,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wayne Rooney's a chubby fan, isn't he?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Wayne Rooney's a bit chubby there. That's a bit nasty, you know.
No.
Have you sent a copy to the I mean, seriously, Adrian Bevington? The man at the FA who's from Middlesbrough.
I didn't know about that contact.
Oh, man alive!
I've spoke to him a couple of times, and the first time they said they weren't going to have an official song, and that was it. And then they announced that they were doing back in the Barlow one, which has obviously gone a bit pear-shaped. So I've actually contacted them again this week, and they said they have no plans to have an official song.
Pushing.
I think you have to contact them again and just make sure about their status, and then maybe get in touch with them again, and maybe get a few other people. Imagine you just get Chubby to go down and have a word with them.
Yeah, I think that would be a good plan, wouldn't it? He'd tell him straight.
Yeah.
So where can we get this from then?
You can download it off iTunes. At the moment, it is just digital download because part of the proceeds, basically, Chubby's part is going to charity. So we didn't want any sort of waste, so we didn't want CDs sat on shelves that potentially wouldn't sell, although we've got every confidence that it will.
Yeah.
So download seems the most efficient way to sell it. So iTunes, Amazon MP3 download, available on all those at the bargain of 79p.
And the charity that it's going to, I mean, this is one of the other reasons for doing this, was raising a bit of money for charity, isn't it, Carl?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great cause, so yeah, it's always good to help out.
And the cause is cancer charity, yeah?
It is, yeah.
Because of what happened to Chubbs a few years ago.
Yeah, partly. I mean, I think everyone knows someone that's been affected, but, Chubby was keen on that because, he did have throat cancer. I think he said 2004, something like that. So, he knows what it's all about, so he was keen to make a donation, which, shows a side of him that a lot of people don't realise, I think.
All right. Well, it's available now. Get to the downloads, and of course you've got some CDs printed up, and we have some here as well at BBC Tees, which have been signed. Thank you very much. So it is available on CD. So look out for it. Hopes of 1,000 Men with Journey South, featuring Roy Chubby Brown as well. Alternative England. That'd be great if it was played at one of the games, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be fantastic?
Oh yeah, that's the idea.
Right. Do we know anybody in Brazil? Don't say Janino.
We sort of thought if we went and played it live in Brazil would be even better, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. And the finals.
Yeah.
Bring them, get there.
Nice little holiday in the sun as well.
Exactly.
Just waiting for the invite, yeah.
So this is the latest thing from you guys. Since everything has happened to you, this 10 years, this decade of going here, there and everywhere, what else are you up to? Because, yes, there is Journey South, but there's Journey South Band now, isn't it? The Journey South Band.
Took us ages to come up with that name, didn't it?
And that's something that is occupying quite a bit of time now.
That's
isn't
our
it?
corporate band. Yeah, there's 6 lads in the band, including us, and just real talented musicians, aren't they?
Yeah, just local guys, friends of ours, and yeah, we have a blast. We perform all over the place.
Yeah, like a lot of corporate work, corporate gigs, Christmas parties, things like that. But yeah, it's great. We love doing that. And then we both have our own little projects we're working on. Me and Carl also keep, we travel around the world singing and,
I mean, that still happens.
Oh, yeah.
People might be under the assumption that, because of now, the X Factor was a few years ago, that doesn't happen. But you're still gigging, not only in this country, you're still having a very good life out of music. Yes, I wouldn't say it's easy. It's a tough life being on the road. But you enjoy the travelling. You enjoy going to different places around the world, yeah?
Yeah, like the show has enabled us to have a professional career in music, so, it's great, isn't it?
Where's the best gig you've played, then? Apart from the track you're going to do for us in the next 5 minutes, obviously. Newport Road, Middlesbrough is going to go along in the echelons of your touring career.
I don't know, I think Middlesbrough Town Hall was a good one.
Oh, yeah, that was brilliant, yeah.
It was amazing, obviously your hometown, and it was on my birthday as well, so...
Yeah, and we got the band to rehearse, is it Pig Bag?
Pig Bag.
Pig Bag, is that, the Borough tune?
Yeah.
So before we come out, we had, that just started... just on obviously the hometown gig, and they just kept doing it, and all the audience were clapping, and the band just kept playing on it, and they were doing it for like a minute and a half or something. We think, are you going to stop and let us come out now? But it was such an amazing moment, that wasn't it? Coming home is obviously always the best. When during the X Factor, remember when we came back before the final, and that was ridiculous, like how many people were in the town. It was thousands, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And obviously just coming home was the best, is always the best gigs.
Would you say then that you've, not that you weren't before, but as artists you've matured? Because there is a whirlwind, isn't there, around
Say
all...
we look old.
Well, you've grown a beard since I've last seen you. You've let your hair go to seed since I've last seen you. It's down here almost round your ankles. It used to be
covering
really
his bald
short before.
patches, that's all it is. It's a comb over.
But, you know, as
Just needs
artists,
cutting
have you
basically.
matured, would you say?
Yeah, we've learnt loads. I mean, before the X Factor though, we'd been gigging 10 years. You know, like going around doing weddings and anywhere that would have us. You know, we'd perform in all sorts of different weird and wonderful places. So we'd already kind of, you know, been out there and done it. You know, and then the X Factor, all the stuff after that, has kind of, you know, learned us about that side of the business as well. But also with each other, the amount that we perform now together, you know, we just hone our talent together, and yeah, so I suppose we have.
Tell us the truth. Do you get fed up with him, Big Carl?
Yeah, most days. No. We get on really well, you know. To say we work together and that, you know, we have a great relationship.
We're not like the Gallaghers.
Yeah.
We're more like the Waltons.
Oh, right. I see.
Yeah, that's how cool we are. Rock and roll.
All right, you're going to do us a song?
If you would like us to, yeah.
Yeah, go on then. Why not? You've got you in here. You've brought the guitar. It's not just for show.
Just so happens, yeah, brought the guitar.
do
What
it.
we're going to do?
Well, we'll do one of our own tracks, as we were talking about how much we like, you know, writing our own stuff.
Okay.
So this one was on our second album, and it's called "Do You Think of Me?"
Okay.
It's quite a rocky song, but
All right.
obviously just on the guitar it's going to be a bit chilled.
All right. Again,
But we might go for
BBCT's
it, yeah.
in session here.
Yeah, there might be a few, you know, you're going to have to ride them levels because we'll be screaming a bit here.
Yeah, I've got to watch the volume, in other words.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to say. I know the technical words. Here we go.
Yes. Ready?
It's 10:15, I'm still in bed 'cause I got no sleep. It's been a long, cold night and I've been so tired every day this week. 'Cause since you left, my mind doesn't rest and I don't know why. But baby, I can't believe you said goodbye. Everywhere I look, your memory hangs in a frame. And the letterbox outside the door still wears your name. Well, maybe I'm just naive, but I'm still holding on. Every day without you's just too long. I can't sleep, I can't breathe. Every night I lie awake and I still pray I'll be in the back of your mind when you're home all alone. Are you broken hearted from my memory? Do you think of me? Trying to think of a bad word that I said to you. 'Cause thinking about the good times never held me through. It's a bit of a mystery how it all went wrong. But suddenly I'm singing sad love songs. I can't sleep, I can't breathe. Every night I lie awake and I still pray I'll be in the back of your mind when you're home all alone. Are you broken hearted from my memory? Do you think of can't sleep, I can't breathe. Every night I lie awake and I still pray. I'll be in the back of your mind. When you're home, alone, are you broken hearted from my memory? Do you think of me? Yeah. Do you think of me? Yeah. Do you think of me?
Fantastic, fellas. Come on. We got an audience in here. Look at that.
Shouldn't have went for that high.
You really went for it there, didn't you?
I had to. Told you it was high. Feel like my head's
Yeah.
gonna blow off.
Let's come back in a minute. Here at BBC Tees with some more from Journey South. Oh, Journey South, our guest today. We've got Carl and Andy here. The alternative England song, Hopes of a Thousand Men, featuring you and also Chubbs, is out. Go out and get it. You can download it as well from your iTunes and Amazon. It is going to be the official, I don't care what they say, the official anthem of the World Cup in Brazil. You guys are doing your stuff together as Journey South. You've got the band, you're travelling all over the place with the band, doing all sorts of events on the corporate circuit now, which can be a lot of fun, I know. But you're also doing your bits and pieces individually as well, aren't you, Carl?
I am, yeah. I'm doing songwriting workshops throughout the Northeast, and I also teach guitar and singing as well, and I have my own studio at home, so it's good.
So you enjoy bits and pieces now?
Yeah, I do. I love being in the studio and being creative, and we're both still songwriting as well.
And for you, Andy? I mean, you got married since we were last with you, I think.
yeah.
So your hands full already, aren't they?
I'm just a kept man now. I do enough with Journey South. That does me. Apart from that, I just do now. Do I? Very little.
The wife is in with you. You've got to be
She
careful
is.
what you say, I know. Where can we find you then? Because everybody has a virtual home on the net now. Where are you?
Well, we're not really into all that, but we are on Twitter. We've got this lovely lady who looks after all that kind of stuff for us. So we're on Twitter. I think it's at Journey South 1. And obviously Facebook, just Journey South. And then with this particular song, you
Got
can find
Rob,
it
who's the mastermind behind it.
Yeah, we've got our own website, which we managed to get englandsong.com, so that's the website. There's a few bits and pieces of info on there. The video's on YouTube, so just look for Chubby Brown World Cup song. So that's on there. We're trying to get as many views on there as we can. Also, through that you'll find us on Twitter and the usual outlets.
And also the band as well. That's on. You can take a look at the band in action as well. That's got its own website.
Got a
as
nice
well.
website, yeah, journeysouthband.com.
Yeah, have
It's
a
got a
look
few,
at that.
it's got like a video on there, hasn't it? Videography of a few of the songs that we do. But yeah, check that out. And then what's your?
Yeah, my website for my recording studio is www.carlpembertonmusictuitionandrecording.co.uk.
It's quite an easy one, isn't it? Eh?
Yeah, they've all got a pen
Kind
pen.
of.
All these
It's a bit of a long name, but yeah. So hopefully everyone got that.
Or you can just see me in the Black Bull on Saturday afternoon, probably. That's probably the easiest way to find it.
But life is good now. After the highs, after the lows, everything is okay now.
Everything's good.
Oh, everything's always great, you know. You've got the highs and the lows, but the highs outweigh the lows. So, yeah, you know, you got to expect that. It's never an easy journey, is it? Pardon the pun.
Good luck with the song. Thanks for coming in. It's great to see you both again.
And you.
And looking so tanned and healthy and well. I don't know where you've been.
All out of a bottle.
And good luck with the song, and pass on our best regards to Chubbs next
Thanks
time you
for
see
having
him.
us, John.
Thanks for coming in.